Just a few results from the outside boards.
121.
Callan Ridds, yesterday's champion, is gone. He's lost to Steve West by 6 legs to 4. Devin Peterson is out at the expense of Ross Smith. Peter Wright has survived against Danny Baggish by 6 legs to 5. A very close contest. And Robert Thornton is now out after losing to Ryan Searle. But performance of the second round so far, that goes to MVG.
97.
He's beaten Ryan Mickle 6 legs to 2 with an average of in excess of 113. Is he finally going to break his duck today in Players' Championships in 2021? Aspinall needs 32.
Game shot.
And gets 32. His form is on an upward trend. It's no coincidence that the change of points
45.
a couple of months ago have resulted in more 180s, and an increased work ethic has seen a change in results. More ranking points for him over the course of the autumn. And ranking points are what 100. He needs to reassure his position in the top 16 come the end of the Worlds, because he's defending a 6-figure check from 2 years ago when we go to London come the middle of December. Gary is comfortably inside the top 10 by virtue of a World Championship runners-up spot earlier in 2021, and of course the runners-up spot in the World Match Play last year. You do wonder what is going to be Gary's next title, because he hasn't won a title here on the floor this year. Aspinall's not going to get a shot at the 170.
98.
Could Anderson join Peter Wright as a Scotsman to win a Players' Championship this year? Because only Peter's won one. Oh, it's a big miss at the single. And he's telling himself off. He's got every right to do that.
76.
Because he's gifted Aspinall the chance to break him. Tops.
Game shot.
Lethal stuff from Nathan Aspinall. And of everybody right now who is playing Anderson on a regular basis, maybe Aspinall is the most comfortable against Gary. Someone who he has claimed is his darting hero.
60.
Well, he's thrown respect out the window, because he's got a 4-2 record against him.
96.
And there's a draw in there as well. In fact, Gary Anderson has not beaten Nathan Aspinall since last year's Premier League.
180.
I'm not going to sit here and say that Aspinall is going to breeze through this, because Anderson will not let that happen.
140.
You've already seen today on the other streaming board, people get really good starts and ultimately lose. So Aspinall's got to stay on
91.
point throughout this game. So far, so very good.
140.
Second chance at a 170 checkout. This time he doesn't find the first successful dart.
60.
Yesterday we saw 3 bulls. Now, is he going to go for the 25 for the bull? And it was against Gary Anderson, that shot by Jose de Souza. He went on to hit the double 10 to deny Jose a shot at 15, which he left from 165. But Aspinall, who has been brilliant on double so far, gets another shot. Oh, and clips the wire. So Anderson breathes again. Just gets the single 10 for tops.
30.
Offers the chance back to the Asp, who can't wait to get to the board. Can't wait to get to 3-0, which is exactly what the scoreline is. When you look back at the previous meetings
96.
that these two have had, there have been 4 Premier League meetings. Gary's only won 1 of them.
134.
probably have to say that their two best meetings have not come on the floor.
58.
Because they had a belter of a World Championship game in 2020. And Aspinall won by 4 legs to 2. He really did have to go deep into his belief system for that one, because he didn't have a great deal of experience playing Gary at that point, but he had confidence.
180.
Anderson sets up a 3, 4, 7 and 6 possibility. But their most recent meeting was at the match play, which was won by Nathan Aspinall
57.
by 11 legs to 9. It was a tremendous game. And for the third time in this match,
45.
Aspinall's left 170. He's determined to get one. Might be now. Bullseye. Oh, Nathan. 170 out, and he is the 170 king. Still brings a smile to his face no matter how experienced you get. Everybody loves one of those.
140.
He is going a little bit bananas right now on the finishing. He's been so good. I'm not trying to paraphrase a Neil Diamond song either.
58.
103.6 average up to this point for Nathan. And we know that's something he can maintain for a very long period.
55.
It's not that Gary's played poorly, but he is averaging 10 less than Nathan.
140.
I just wonder if Gary at this point is going to get any legs in this contest.
57.
Maybe that's a little bit of an encouragement for Gary, who has to go south himself.
133.
And effectively leaves himself the 170 this time. I would love to see the reaction of the players if Gary hits this.
59.
But if he gets 260s, I'm sure he'll lay up.
98.
This leg's not over. If Aspinall puts in a 140 here, huge pressure on Anderson.
100.
Not quite enough pressure, you feel. This is for a break of throw. Tops.
Game shot.
You feel it was a must hit. A great shot from Gary. With that break, he can now possibly hold throw to get within 2. This one's not over. The one game that is over is Gabriel Clemens and Geert Nantjes.
140.
11 legs for that one, and Gabe is again through to round 3.
140.
Other players through to round 3. Joe Cullen, Ross Smith, Roby John Rodriguez. Keegan Brown has beaten James Wade by 6 legs to 5. Good result there for Keegan. Jose de Souza has beaten Eddie Lovely by 6 legs to 3. And their averages in that game are almost identical.
91.
Ryan Searle is back in round 3 as well. He's turning into some sort of heavyweight player.
133.
But this is a heavyweight leg scoring wise from both players. Great second dart from Gary. Finds half the bed.
96.
But if this goes, Anderson will be left shaking his head once again. That stops that possibility. So Anderson
82.
is starting to raise his level here. Double 10 again.
Game shot.
Finds it this time with no bother. Halves the gap. Needs to do exactly what he's done in the last 2 legs again to keep Aspinall away from the finishing line.
140. 57.
We're going to see Michael van Gerwen in the next game on this board, in a board final.
100.
After averaging 113 in his last match. He's in the mood again. For the last couple of days he's had his heart broken by extraordinary performances by Dirk van Duijvenbode and Ryan Searle.
131.
One of the best cultivators of a leg in the world, Nathan Aspinall. He always goes for the right
80.
shots on approach. He utilises that treble 17 bed and the treble 18 bed perfectly at times.
118.
Good shot, because he didn't want to go anywhere close to that first dart. He'd much rather leave double 6 than leaving 130.
140.
So for 5-2, double 3.
Game shot.
Hugely aggressive and competent stuff from the Asp, who takes a 3-leg lead once again. You can see from his reaction, he's just happy to get the leg and deny Anderson a shot
84.
of getting within 1. Multiple chances to keep his positive record against Gary going. He's just letting something creep into his technique here.
140.
Or has he got a little smidgen of pain somewhere? We would hope not. He has suffered with back issues over the last couple of years, as Nathan, and we know that Gary has too. And one of the things I would advocate for a lot of young dart players these days,
140.
is don't just throw darts. If you want to be a great player and you want to play for a long time, get moving.
177.
And Anderson got moving right there to leave 100. Got to be flexible. Got to make sure that your body recovers from standing in this position a lot.
140.
It's not a natural position. This has got to go. And it's not going to.
60.
Krzysztof Ratajski waits. And he might be playing Nathan Aspinall. But then again, he might not, because that was a greedy shot. He's already hit the ball in this match. He fancied the shot at double 13 instead. Can Anderson keep him waiting for now? Yes, he can, with a pinpoint double 5. So Aspinall, after 8 legs, has not had a match dart yet. Can Anderson keep him away from that over the next couple of legs to give himself the opportunity of one in leg 11? It's a big ask.
100.
Will be a short break after this game.
60.
As we are still awaiting Michael van Gerwen's opponent in the board final. It will be either Geert de Vos of Belgium or Daryl Gurney. That's currently sitting
57.
at 3-2. There's a heavyweight game going on right now between Scott Waits and Raymond van Barneveld on board number 9, both averaging over 100. It's 4-4. There's a game I would pay to watch.
140.
But I would pay to watch this one 10 times over. Second 170 in the match? Go on, Nathan. What are you up to? He could have got a second as well. I think even Gary sees the funny side of that one. This has been played in a brilliant spirit.
58.
Sensational standard as well. But Nathan Aspinall has been the better player. He's had a match dart at the Bull. He doesn't need any more, because that's a 6-3 win. A superb game from the Asp, and he sets up an incredible board final with Krzysztof Ratajski. He loves playing Gary Anderson, but Gary doesn't like playing him because he keeps losing to him. Well, we're going to take a short break, but it is going to be MVG versus either Gurney or de Vos after this.
Birthdays begin with a bit of bubbly, Bianca. The big 3-0 deserves the big J2-0.
J2O Spritz. Find your mojo.